Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back some more for the King. And I do notice that there is a sanctum over here, and we have two characters that have yet to devote themselves to a sanctum. So this gives us +2 attack damage. That's pretty powerful. And there's also a lot of these bison tours, I guess that's how you pronounce that, around. Now, we've got 6 movement points, so in theory, I could get to the Sanctum of Blood this turn, but I'd have to get through one of these guys. And as much as I could get all of my party members involved in the combat, I would prefer to ambush one of these guys if I am going to engage at all. And the better one to do that is Marion, for sure. And the reason I'm going to want to ambush is so I can single out one of these guys and I have to fight more than one, because obviously the combat will be more difficult if I do that. So I'm just gonna, I think, move around here, and I think what I'm gonna do is move towards the town, but I also want to keep myself in a position where I can be involved in the combat when I start it. So I'm gonna move up here. That should put me in position. Alright, well, looks like we have another opponent here. It's just like everywhere I move, it seems like there's another one of these guys around. So I can retreat to avoid the combat. Ideally, I'd want to ambush, but I'm going to have to blow focus points to be able to do that. And I don't think that's wise with Will Scarlet. But if we don't do that, then I'm going to have to sneak past, and I'm probably going to have to blow focus points to do that as well. At this point, every route I have is blocked off. So I either do the combat, which, by the way, I'm going to have to ambush, because to have a threat level 3 opponent, on top of the fact that I would draw in anyone else that is in this zone, more than likely just 2 others, which would also be level 2 opponents. I don't even know if I can handle a level 3 opponent, let alone 2 other level 2 opponents. So sneaking is probably the safer route, because I only need 2 successes, and if I blow a focus point, give me a little bit more of a guarantee. On the other hand, I could do this combat. I'm just not sure where I'm going to end up here is the problem I'm having, because if I move too far, I think I'm moving to here, if I remember correctly, which would put me in the combat zone if we were to fight the Rock, which I think we're more than likely going to have to do. So do we do the sneak, or we just retreat and hold off and save the focus points? I think I'm going to try for the sneak, but if I fail, this is going to be catastrophic. Let's try for it. We failed. All right, now we're going to be screwed, because we're going to have an extremely difficult combat here. I'm not sure what the right course of action is, honestly. Ideally, we want to go after the Rock with Robin Hood, because he can do the most damage, 14 points. But if I have to think about it, how many turns would it take me to kill these guys versus the kind of damage I'm going to get done to me? I think I'm going to try the combat, but I think it's an incredibly bad idea. Well, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and combat the Rock. Doesn't appear like it has any defenses, so let's go. All right, we did 14. Probably want to single that one out, the Rock that is, because I think we may be able to kill it before it gets to go if we roll well. And in that vein, it might be a good idea to even blow a focus point to try and kill it this turn. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's try. I'm going to put at least 1 focus point in here. Okay, we got a crit. This gives us a better chance of killing it before it gets to go. Fortunately, Will Scarlet just took huge amounts of damage. This is exactly why I didn't want to do this combat. Alright, so in theory, I should be able to kill the Rock this turn before it gets to go. I am going to blow my last focus point here in this attack so we get as much damage as we can. Okay, there goes the Rock. That would have been a much easier combat if I had ambushed it. Instead, I'm taking huge amounts of damage from these bison tours. And I'm starting to think the right course of action here is to retreat. But I don't know. I think maybe stick with it. The problem is I have a party heal with Marion, but she doesn't have any means to actually heal as far as I know. Which is... I find that very odd that you have to use an item to be able to do the party heal skill. That seems kind of weird compared to a lot of other games. And it makes it so hard to actually get heals in this game. Well, we're going to have to go with the ignore armor, and I am going to blow on a focus point here to try and get this guy down. I think this is extremely bad idea, honestly. So we're just going to keep focusing on the same guy. I'm going to blow another focus point, and we'll see. We did get another perfect. So in theory, we should be able to drop this guy. Lucky dodge there, because I don't think we could have taken much more damage here. I unfortunately do not have any more focus points with Scarlet, so I think we're just going to have to hope on a good roll here, which we got. That was very lucky. Alright, well, I don't have any more focus points with Robin Hood, and I blew so many focus points. It gets to the point where I think this game, just on attrition alone, it becomes so difficult to continue, because there's so much RNG. You blow your focus points to try and combat the RNG to give you better chances of success, because if you get a bad roll, then you're really screwed. But then you don't have any focus points left, your party's almost destroyed with damage, and then you don't have the gold to heal them either, because now the gold cost of that is ramped up. But, oh well, let's go ahead and put one focus point in here. We get another perfect. So we're going to get one more attack from this enemy. And unfortunately, it is on the person we could not afford it to be on. So we're going to gain a chaos point here. And there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. And we're just going to have to roll here and hope we get successes, which unfortunately we do not. If that had not happened, we probably could have dropped the Bison Tour this turn. But now I'm not sure. We may even get more damage here. Yeah, we're going to get hit again, which might drop another party member. Yeah, see, this is just... It's all on one roll a lot of times, and it makes the game really challenging. See, now we're just getting screwed here by the rolls, and I don't have any focus points, so... We're just going to keep doing this and keep taking damage. And the AI tends to roll really, really well. Again, we luck out there. Alright, let's go for his ignore damage again. There we go, finally. Alright, well, unfortunately we lost a party member there. I think that was really unavoidable, and I don't think Will Scarlet gets any experience because of that as well. Well, we're going to go ahead and collect this, even though we're not going to be able to use it. And that was literally all we got out of it. Wow. Alright, so we get a chaos point. Alright, it's going to be Marion's turn. I should be able to revive pretty easily here. Okay, we're going to revive. And not much health being given back. I really can't risk fighting another one of these Bison Tours now. And honestly, it's gotten to the point where if we get another one of these pop-up minions where there was not a minion before, I think we're pretty much screwed as far as... Alright, well, we get this. Loot. Get a treasure map. Okay. We get a tinder pouch. That actually is very useful, because we lost one earlier. And we're going to collect this, although it is not that useful of an item for us. So that was a good find. I'm going to continue here. Even though I could go to the something unknown, my party's just too roughed up, I think, to deal with. Well... Alright, I'll go take a look at this. Okay, you find yourself in a... Okay. So, I can gain an item here. I'm going to blow the focus point. Why not? Oh, it actually doesn't let me. Well, let's just hope we don't... There we go. Gain item. So, XP boost. I haven't been using these. Alright, that's actually very useful, at least for Marion, because we can do a party heal. All right. I honestly really do like the game, but there's definite balance issues. First off, I think that they haven't really factored in how much attrition factor you have in this game. It's far too high in my opinion. This will fully heal me, so I'm gonna go ahead and devote myself to the Sanctum of Blood, get +2 attack damage, and we also have this out there as well. I'm more than likely going to give that to Will Scarlet because of the downturn of experience due to the death. But we'll go ahead and come over here, get our full heal. And also get the +2 damage. Ooh, what's that? King's Maze. Okay, well that's definitely not something we want to deal with right now. Poison Land, okay. Another Stone Hero. Just looking around. I think we already devoted to that one. We never really went down here, so there's stuff down there that we don't know about. Alright, well I'm just gonna back up this way, because I don't feel like there's anything over here worth looking at. Okay, another rock pick shows up. Alright, so we're just gonna go out this way. Alright, another body to loot. Let's go ahead and loot it. 5 gold and some lockpicks. We'll go ahead and collect that. And that is better than the leather helmet we have now, so I figure why not equip it. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the inventory of Marion. So she has the same thing, an old leather helmet, and I believe we take a look at... Yeah, so everybody had an old leather helm. What we just picked up was just an upgrade for Will Scarlet here. A little bit more armor. Alright. And let's move over to the town. Oh, got a nice day, so we should be able to get to the town this turn. Which will do a combination of things. First, it will give us the quest. Alright, so... Our new quest giver is going to tell us what to do. Okay. That's the Fell Tower is cursed, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to have 3 locations we need to go to. Kill the Mine Lord in the Poison Bog. Alright, this time the Mine Lord is further away. That was what stopped my adventure last time. Okay. We have... this crypt, I'm going to take a look at its danger level. I hope it's not all like, hey, these are danger level 7, because that's going to take us a while to level up to. I mean, a level 3 just wrecked us. So, yeah. So, find and solve the Forgotten Cellar and the Rogue Isles. Alright, complete these objectives in any order. I'm going to go to services. Well, let's go to the market first, and before we do that, let's go ahead and sell things that we don't need, like this old leather helm. It only sells for 2, unfortunately. I haven't been using the tinder pouches, but I haven't really felt like there was a need to do so. And then the market, just to see what's here. So, I really hate the fact that the healing items ramp up in cost. That's one thing that I definitely feel like needs addressed. First off, the ramping up costs as you level up, I'm guessing, or as you get further into the quest. I'm not exactly sure at what point it decides to do that. That's not really a great thing, in my opinion, because you are taking more damage, you have more danger, and yet you're making me spend more money to have healing items, and I can only do party heals if I have healing items, which are really rare to encounter and hard to purchase because you make them so expensive. Those are the balance things that I think need done. First off, ramping up cost, bad idea. Secondly, healing items need to be more common if you're going to have the attrition factor be as high as it is. I need to do combats to level my characters up, but the attrition is so high that it just wears me down until the point that I have to I eventually encounter deaths and I can't avoid them. So that's just where I feel the balance is of the game right now. All right, so we have some items. This would give me a movement bonus and some speed bonus, so not bad. We have a upgraded spear here, 13 physical damage, although it requires a lot of successes to get that. And I don't know if it gives me quite the same armor bonus as the weapon that Will Scarlet's using right now. I'm not sorry, Marion. We have another loot, which this is even higher damage, but it doesn't have all the benefits that our current loot has as far as health regen and all that other stuff. We have a short spear. I don't know actually what Will Scarlet has at this point. Let's take a look at that. Not Will Scarlet, Marion. I don't know why I keep saying that. So she has a boar spear, which is 9 damage. So that would be a definite upgrade for her, and I believe she can't afford it. Short spear is 31 gold. And this is probably the better deal, although I do have to consider that the armor bonus would be removed. So the pitchfork would do exactly the same thing that the current spear I have does, just require more successes to land the damage. The short spear, same amount of successes, damage upgrade. It gives me an extra ability, but I lose the armor benefit. So that's kind of the shortfall there. War pick, not really interested in. We have an upgraded buckler, possibly. +1 armor, +4 evasion. So that would be a definite upgrade over the hide buckler. So we have a lot of upgrades over here, and it looks like we'd be able to afford a bunch of them once we get Will Scarlet over there. We also have leather armor, which is better than the leather vest. So, very expensive, though. And then fancy shoes. Yeah, so there's a lot of upgrades we can get into this town, but we can't really afford a ton of them yet. So I'm just going to go straight into the services and go to the inn. This will give me both focus as well as health, so well worth it, although it is 17 gold. Did give me a full heal, though. Alright, so we should be able to get to the town with Marion, and I think that's a good idea. She has enough gold to, I think, to buy at least a couple of those items in the town. And we should be able to reach it this turn, too, so why not? And we also need healing up, in my opinion, and the focus, so... Alright, well, we don't have a choice here. I have to do this. I really don't want to have some of these bad things happen, but... Oh, of course, lose all focus. Well, that's actually the least bad result because we didn't have any focus. So that's, I guess that's not so bad. In any case, let's go ahead and go to the town market. First, let's go into our inventory, see what we have in there that we don't want. So the torch is easily sellable in my opinion. And then nothing else here really I think is worth selling unless we want to get rid of this Scholar's Wart. It gives me an XP bonus. I mean, that sounds like it's great and everything, but it's worth 4 gold at the same time, and I haven't been using them. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's... why don't we go ahead and give that to Will Scarlet, because I don't believe... No, Will Scarlet has one, it's Robin Hood that doesn't. Well, maybe we'll divvy that up later. I think the items that get rid of curses and poisons and things like that, those are worth keeping, but other items, not so much. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the market. And going through the items, I did want either the pitchfork or the short spear. I'm really undecided on which one is the right one to take. I think having more abilities would be good, but defensive stance, I'm not really sure if that's an ability I want or not. Maybe that would bring up my armor if I use it, but then maybe I wouldn't attack, so... I'm curious to get it just to see what the abilities I get out of it, but at the same time, this seems like a straight-up upgrade to me, and they both cost the same. It does more damage, requires more successes, but the damage, I think, kind of alleviates that, because as you get less successes, you do less damage, but it does more damage. It also gives me +2 armor, which is a definite upgrade as well, so I think it's definitely worth it. I do have to keep an eye on my gold to make sure I can also rest at the inn. But I think do the pitchfork, buy and equip, and then I also want the bone buckler. We're going to buy and equip. We're going to go back into our inventory, and we're going to sell the 2 items that we just replaced. So sell and sell, which gave me very little gold. I don't think I have enough gold to rest in the inn, at least as is, but I am fairly certain I can transfer gold between my party members, so I'll probably do that, but let's just confirm. Yep, 17 gold. So, just going to go ahead and give 6 gold to Marion, and then we can afford the inn, which will heal up and give me focus points back. So we'll be in a position to move ahead, I think, a little bit better than the position we're currently in. All right, so now it's Robin Hood's turn. And I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.